Good afternoon, Muttonistas, and welcome to Manchester's Chinatown. It's match day, and yes, you're going to get a Chinese pre-match food segment. City are welcoming Southampton today, who are really struggling at the bottom of the league. City seem to have found their goal-scoring boots, or did against Sparta Prague in midweek. So, could anything go wrong? I wouldn't have thought so, but you never know. Find out in today's match day vlog. Anyway, after a rather heavy session reviewing last night, I'm cutting it fine again. Thankfully, my friends have gone in and ordered for me. Today's featured restaurant is Only You, spelt Y-U, just behind me in the purple. Been here before, lovely Cantonese dim sum and other fare. So, without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, and thankfully my friend Andy got here before me and ordered, as requested, a bottle of Primitivo. Always a good choice with Asian food, I think. There won't be time for a pre-match pint today, other than the slightly dubious offerings in the stadium, but I'm going to fill my boots here with red wine. I'm match fit. Come on, City. And as I said, the team news has actually come out whilst we're here. Shows how fine we're cutting it just for a change. But these Chinese snacks, dim sum, they come out pretty quickly, so I don't think we'll be in that much of a rush in terms of getting to the stadium. And not actually that much to say about the match, because I think Southampton are really struggling badly. They're trying to play the right way, but they get caught passing it from the back. And they're not actually that incisive going forward, and their forwards are firing blanks. So if we mess this one up, there's something seriously wrong. I'm going for a good old-fashioned gubbing here, 4-0, absolute minimum, I think. I may be wrong, but that's how I see the match playing out. And the team news is Ederson returns in goal. Lewis at right back deserves to keep his place. Walker's not fit anyway. Akanji and Diaz, so Johnny Stone's given a break today. Guardiola at left back, always the best choice in my opinion. Kovacic and Silva, Bernardo. So interesting that Nunes, who absolutely deserves to keep his place after that good display on Wednesday, plays as well as Kovacic. We have Savinho, of course, Foden, and of course Erling Haaland. I believe Doku and Grealish have picked up injuries. It was late in the week that was found out, or in the middle of the week, so doesn't really give us that much option there. But as I say, I think we'll have far too much for Southampton today. My friend Andy's tucking into that roast meat platter, always a popular choice, that is. Some Chinese green vegetables. So a very brief football segment in terms of a talk there. Apologies to Southampton fans, I've not been following your team closely enough. Anyway, time to dig into the food, a quick slurp to cleanse the palate. And of course, the style of lunch we're having is called dim sum, or sometimes yum cha to take tea. The little dumplings that are going to come are basically the dim sum, but it's normal to have some roast meat and vegetables in Canton and Hong Kong. Starting off with the delicious belly pork. Very crispy crackling. Meat was very tender as well. They have a soy dip, which is normal. I'm a little surprised that some mustards appeared by this, although I have seen mustard occasionally served with meat in China. And of course Adrian, who you might have met on Irish beer vlogs of mine, having his favourite dip, a lorry load of chili oil. So yes, that's roast pork, the honey roast pork, char siu, absolutely delicious. Time for the duck now. And the duck ordered correctly on the bone by Andy, and it's very important there's lots of skin here, lots and lots of flavour in the skin. Oh yeah, and I love that rich fatty flavour that duck imparts. If you don't like the fat, well, you may as well order boneless chicken breast or something, because you're missing out on some of the best parts of the duck. And the dumplings are starting to arrive now, and the great thing about eating Chinese is there's no putting stuff on hot plates, waiting to serve everybody at the same time. Every dish flies out as soon as it's ready. Anyway, the veg, and I think this is choy sum rather than gai lam. It's a sort of variant on Chinese broccoli, and a lot of people ask for this in a garlic sauce. I asked for a ginger sauce, although I'm not quite sure what the sauce is. And while the Chinese do cook their meats through, fish they cook very lightly and vegetables very, very lightly. Quite sensibly, they like them crisp, not absolutely boiled to death. In fact, these might have been wok pan fried, and they are deliciously crunchy, and you lose the nutrition if you overcook them, and the ginger sauce complements the veg beautifully. Right, Muttonistas, the dumplings are arriving thick and fast now. Rather than me explaining the taste of all of them, I will just point them out to you. I can assure you they're all delicious. Don't worry about them being of inconsistent quality at these places. And we have prawn and chive balls steamed. One has already gone onto somebody's plate. Har cow, which are just prawn balls steamed again. Shoo mai, pork and prawn dumplings. Tripe, honeycomb style tripe, not for everybody I know. And chicken feet. Again, I guess you won't all be overjoyed about the prospect of eating chicken feet, but I can assure you they are very tasty. But you do have to spit a few bones out. And whilst the flavours in the dumplings are, well, fairly easy to describe, it's basically a little bit of steamed pastry and the prawn or the chives or the meat inside them. The tripe is honeycomb tripe. There are 3 types of tripe, and I have to say, for those of you who are squeamish about eating it, it's because you've been told that it's poor man's food. Well, it sort of is, but people used to eat it and have made it pretty tasty. If it weren't good, it wouldn't be on the menu. And while I have doused my bowl with chili oil, because it's a good thing to go with these dumplings, particularly fried ones actually, but also the steamed ones, that I just eat on its own. Anyway, Muttonistas, there are a couple more to come. I'll give you a brief clip of those, but I'm going to get on with this because we need to eat and go to the match. Oh, and whilst we're at it, I'd better show you how you eat a chicken foot. You basically suck the meat off the bone, because it does fall off the bone, and then spit the bones out, or use your hands to extract them. I know a lot of you won't be keen on that, but that's the way to do it, and I think they're absolutely delicious. And yes, Muttonista's also loving that tripe. What a peppery sauce that's in. If you don't try it, you'll never know. A lot of you won't try it because of the way you think about it. I'd urge you to try it. If you don't like it then don't try it again. Finally, the duck vermicelli and vegetables pan-fried in a bean curd sheet, one of my favourites. So hot temperature-wise, had to leave it for a while, have a quick slurp of course, and I dipped it in the Worcestershire sauce. And as they say in Norfolk, that was really beautiful, that was. Anyway, half an hour till kick-off, better down this and head to the Etihad, hoping for 3 points to put the pressure on Arsenal and Liverpool, who play tomorrow. well, that didn't take very long. Quiet start to the game, good work down our left and their right, and at the end of the day, Nunes, again, who's in a rich vein of form, played a great ball over to Haaland, who doesn't miss from those positions. So much for his goal drought, 1-0 City. So 32 in, and Southampton have been knocking the ball around quite well, but sometimes under pressure they have conceded possession. But neither side showing any cutting edge at the moment. City have had a string of corners. Let's hope we make something pay. Well, Muttonistas, half-time, City 1, Southampton 0. I've actually seen quite a lot that I liked there, and a little bit which I didn't like. The bit I didn't like first is the dropping off of intensity, again, halfway through the first half. Maybe it's understandable, maybe it's a tactical instruction, but I think we could have done more. Fashioned quite a lot of chances, the goal of course, another good finish from Haaland, and another assist from Matheus Nunes, who again has had quite a decent game, although he did give away possession once in a very good situation. And yes, yet again, everybody's had a decent game, I think, and I like seeing Kovacic playing more attacking forward goals. Of course, he's good defensively and was again today, but I would like to see doing more of what he did today, playing the sort of balls that you see Rodri playing. Not so easy, I know, for a defensive-minded player. Intelligent use of width as well, the odd overlap. I've been kind of crying out for that, and I don't know whether this is a tactical experiment, which has been maybe pragmatic or maybe disrespectful to Southampton. I don't know, but I'm glad to see it anyway. But Southampton do play the game the right way. They do lose possession because they're not quite as polished as teams as City, and mixing up this Spanish-style passing out from the back and the German-style gegenpressing, but they do try and do that. And the way they threaded the ball through in the last moments of the first half shows that the match is not out of their reach. We need at least one more City, but I'm confident we'll get it. Come on, City. And again, the service down here was reasonably quick. There is one Guinness bar here. I tried it on Wednesday. It was so cold that I couldn't taste very much. I guess it's not great. To be honest, nothing from a plastic cup is great. So any port in a storm, I had a pint of the normal Asahi lager. Anyway, come on City, get this match wrapped up. Well, we're 70 in now, and we're still only 1-0 up. This is a bit worrying. I know Southampton haven't had any clear opportunities in the second half, but they showed at the end of the first half they could snatch a goal. We need one more, and it's become another of these attack against defence games where we're struggling to get the ball into the wide positions with a supporting player or an overlap. We had shown promising signs of supporting our wingers in the first half, so I'm not actually sure why we've gone back to tight and it's not working. Bit of an injury pause with 12 minutes left here. Not the gubbing I predicted. I think if we'd been a bit sharper when we've had chances, it might have been. But I think we'll be all right. But once in a blue moon, I've seen these matches end up unfavourably. So come on, let's get that second. Okay, Muttonistas, different venue today for the post-match pint and wrap, The Reach. It's a hotel and bar, not far from Piccadilly Station, not far from the Northern Quarter, so the sort of area where I would go normally. Good signs of a TV screen showing football. I'm always a bit wary of drinking in hotels, but the manager reached out to me and is very confident in his product, which is a different stout to the ones you usually see me drinking. So usually when that's the case, and he says he's got short lines, it will be a creamy beverage. Right, Muttonistas, in the bar of the Reach Hotel, and a beverage, a stout that a lot of you have been urging me to try. It's the Camden Stout. And it's a stout that I've had only once before in a plastic cup at Wembley Stadium, so there's no comparison really. The manager is very confident in his product here. Apparently the lines are only a pint and a bit long, so it should be good. I don't know if anybody else is on it here though, but let's give it a try before we talk football.
Primemutton.
Well, it's quite a decent pint, that is. It doesn't have as much flavour as some of the stouts I'm used to having, but if you like a fairly neutral and plain stout, it's quite a good choice. I can't say this is a magnificent product, I can't say it's a bad one either, and it's drinking okay here. And actually a very pleasant venue from which I can review the game. Not too much loud music or anything like that. We talk about matches being a tale of two halves. The first half, I liked what I saw. We didn't quite put the finishing touch to it and go 2-0 up, although Southampton did have that chance right at the end of the first half. The second half was a bit laboured. There was too much of what I've been watching recently against Wolves, Inter, Arsenal. A lot of balls just being shuffled from side to side in front of their box. Very, very slow build-up. The play can be slowed down if we've got a Kevin De Bruyne to play those magic balls, but we don't. We don't have anybody playing those incredibly incisive balls. And we went back to not supporting our wingers, which was very, very retrograde in my opinion. Okay, who am I to know? But I saw it in action in the first half and it looked good, so why did we stop doing that? The goal itself was another incredible piece of athleticism and acrobatics by Erling Haaland, another great finish, and I thought we were on for a big win at that point, but it never happened. So I have to say, fair play to Southampton, who did play very well. They kept themselves in the game, they defended well. Yes, a few bad balls out from defence, which we never ever took advantage of, unfortunately. And at the end, it was a bit sweaty. I was a bit worried, but thankfully our defence held firm and the Southampton attack didn't actually get any threatening shots away. Nunes and Foden, who had great first halves, they seem to fade away in the second half, and maybe they will need a little bit more time to get themselves into prime form. Haaland had a couple of chances which he might have put away. In fact, the one he did put away might have been the most difficult of the three clear ones I felt he had. I thought at the back, I thought that Guardiola had a great game, solid as a rock, and everybody else was pretty decent. I'm going to wrap things up here, another quick slurp. My next game is Tottenham away in the League Cup on Wednesday. Is it the Carabao Cup these days? Could be a tricky one, could be a heavily weakened team there, given how many games are coming up. I have to say, I think there are too many. I know it's great fun for me to go and watch them, and great fun for us all to see on the TV or watch my vlogs or other people's vlogs, but I think it's going to cause more injuries towards the end of the season. So I'll see you then, Muttonistas. Until then, please remember to share, to like, to subscribe, but most of all, don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.